Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today I will be looking at the two responses of a narcissist when they realize that their expectations do not match their reality. Because I always say that narcissists have high expectations, but it's not just for the people around them, but also for their fake image. Because at the end of it all, every narcissist wants lots of money, power, and control, and they're usually prepared to cheat their way through life to get what they want. They expect a standard of living that is usually beyond their reach, and even though some of them come close and even at times have more than the people around them, it is still not enough. Narcissists struggle with contentment. They don't know what that feels like as they are greedy, selfish, and insatiable. Basically, narcissists want a lot and expect a lot. And for many narcissists, their lives are just for show, as they want to be envied and adored. But the sad fact is that the narcissist will never have enough and their lives will never feel complete. What is also interesting is the extent some narcissists would go to convince others that their lives are so great or that they are so successful and happy. I think they missed the memo that clearly stated that you cannot buy happiness. So nothing they acquire can erase the shame and misery that they have inside. But you can't blame them for trying, and this is where their delusions come into play, because narcissists are very delusional and love faking it in hopes that in one day their life will be all that they imagined in their twisted minds to be. But as delusional as narcissists are, reality does give them a slap in the face every so often, and it is not a pleasant experience for them or the people around them. In those rare moments when they are pulled down from off of their high horse and come face to face with the truth that their expectations of how their lives should be does not come close to their reality, they will do one of two things. The first thing is to become depressed. So not only will the narcissist complain or moan and become outwardly bitter, they will also get depressed and just downright miserable. They will turn to their vices or addictions to console their lack or loss of what they feel entitled to. The narcissist is basically feeling sorry for themselves. They will wallow in this self-pity for a while until someone or something triggers them back into their delusional alternate reality. The second response is usually that of anger and a need to make someone pay for where they have fallen short. Because it has to be someone else's fault why their life is not where it should be or why they do not have what they think they should have. The narcissist will put all their energy into punishing whoever they think is at fault, but in the process usually end up destroying themselves, as they would expose themselves for the lying, controlling manipulators that they are. Because even though they come to see that their life sucks, it is not their fault. Even though they may come to realize that everyone keeps leaving them, it is not their fault. Although they may have been caught red-handed cheating or lying, it is still not their fault. When reality sets in for the narcissist, all they do is try to escape it as quickly as possible. The reality of their failings, who they are, and the evil they do is something they try to disassociate from. In their minds, that is not their reality. In their alternate reality, they are the star, they are adored, they are loved, and those who don't fall in line, they are able to punish and erase them on a whim. In the narcissist's mind, life is a game to be lived on their terms. So when reality sets in and the truth of how things really are confronts them, it is never a pleasant experience. as someone usually has to pay for their failures. And if it's an aged narcissist or an elderly narcissist, they know their time is up. So they spend their last days just focused on making every single person around them as miserable as they can. A narcissist's life is spent just trying to get more attention, more stuff, more accolades, more money, and more people to control. But the reality of the situation is that in all they're getting, they would have never really lived or loved. Okay, that is it for today. Please do leave me a comment below. Have a blessed week and thank you for listening.